So in this video, I'm going to be comparing two roller coasters of the same ride type, and I'm going to decide which one I personally like better. Now, if you don't know what videos this is basically a series that I started probably about a month ago. Except the first one I did is I compared Reed to Stealth, and if you haven't seen it, then go check it out, and I'd really appreciate it. So today I'm doing Nemesis or Nemesis Inferno, and I'm going to decide which one of those are my personal favourite. So I hope you enjoy. So let's start with the stats first. We'll start with Nemesis Inferno. So Nemesis Inferno is a B&M inverted coaster. It is 95 foot tall. It is 47 miles an hour. It has 4 inversions and over 2,000 feet of track. And as for Nemesis at Alton Towers, that is 42 feet tall, is 50 miles an hour, and once again it also has 4 inversions. And interestingly, Nemesis at Alton Towers has a drop of 104 feet. But no one knows where it is. But interestingly, Nemesis is 42 feet tall and reaches 50 miles an hour. But Nemesis Inferno is 95 feet tall, but that only goes 47 miles an hour. But like I just said, the drop is 100. The maximum drop on Nemesis is 104 feet. But like I said, no one knows where it is. But stats on a roller coaster do not always matter. It's about what the actual experience is like. So with Nemesis Alton Towers, you start with a turn. You go up the lift hill, then you go into like a downwards turn, then into a little dip, and then somehow on that dip you get a lot of speed, and you go into a corkscrew, which is the first inversion on the ride. Then you go into a helix, and then you go into the 0G roll, which goes directly above the ride station. Then you go into another turn, this time to the right. Then you go what is probably the 104 foot drop, even though it doesn't look like it. Then you go into a vertical loop, and then after that you go into like another turn, when then you go in, but this time it goes to left, and then you go into a corkscrew, and then you just go into a turn, and then into the brakes into the station. Whereas with Nemesis Inferno, that has a pre-lift hill section, or at least more of a pre-lift hill section. So does that make Nemesis Inferno better than Nemesis? No, it doesn't, but I'm going to talk about that later. But Nemesis Inferno, that actually goes into a drop, which then goes into the volcano. It does a couple of turns, and it starts up the lift hill, the 95 foot lift hill. Then it goes into the drop, which goes all the way to the ground. Then it does a vertical loop, then the 0G roll, and then it goes into a 180 degree turn. Then it goes into the corkscrew, banks, turns 45 degrees to the left, then it turns and does a second corkscrew, which actually these are interlocking corkscrews. Then it does a couple of helixes, and then the ride's over. So Nemesis Inferno is taller, has a pre-lift hill section, and has interlocking corkscrews. It actually has the same types of inversions and the same number of inversions as Nemesis Alton Towers. But Nemesis Inferno has interlocking corkscrews. But does that mean it's better? No. Nemesis Alton Towers, that doesn't have interlocking corkscrews, or a pre-lift hill section, or really tall lift hill, or an alligator in the water for no apparent reason. But Nemesis Inferno, that doesn't have, it doesn't intertwine with the terrain like Nemesis does. It doesn't even go below ground level. Nemesis Alton Towers does that a loads. In fact, when they were building it, they had to literally use dynamite to create holes in the ground to form what would be the layout of the ride. They didn't do that once with Nemesis Inferno. It was just built on a flat site. All it did is add some water and some plants and theming around it. And so, to make the final decision of which ride is better, my concluding opinion is Nemesis at Alton Towers. I mean, honestly, this ride is so intense and fast and exhilarating. I mean, it is the first B&M roller coaster to open in the UK, and it is actually Europe's first inverted coaster. The amount of the interactivity with the terrain is stunning, and it's just so incredible. Plus, the G-forces you get on this ride are not like any other rides ever built. It is insane. It is actually my second favourite roller coaster that I've ever been on, with my favourite one obviously being the Smiler. But this one is literally the runner-up to my favourite. So if I had never gone on the Smiler, this ride would be my current favourite. And it is just so much fun, Nemesis. So that is it for today's video. And like I said, don't forget to like. Thank you all very much for watching this video. And if you enjoy it, then please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment what you would like to see in the next video that I upload. Bye.